Okay, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachal Kodash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Mills of True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim. I do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman. This week we're going to be following up on Exodus, the 12th chapter. Left at the 22nd verse yesterday. So without further ado, let me go to the 23rd verse. Exodus chapter 12 verse 23 reads, it says, and the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer. The destroyer at the time was Yahushai, all right, the grim reaper, if you will, that was executing judgment during the time of the Passover on the firstborn. And this is every firstborn, not just like human beings, animals as well were in this. It says, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever, which we're doing. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep the service. Right, so the land of Israel is promised to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the real Israelites. Those people over there right now, they're not the real people of the Lord. How do we know that? Because there's still constant wars going on over there in that land. Tel Aviv, the gay capital of the world. These things are still going on. But according to the prophecies, when the real people of the Lord return, and the Lord is going to bring us there, all right, none of those things are going to be going on in that land, all right? That land is going to be a blessed land, okay? It says, and it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? Then ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses and the people. And the people bowed the head and worshipped. Right, so again, we are supposed to teach our children, or really our sons and daughters, you know, our traditions. Okay, have them pass it on. That's how that's how you keep the tradition going. But we were led away from our heritage, you know, during these different captivities under these different nations. We adopted their customs, their religions, and we fell off as a people so far as to where a lot of our people don't even know they're Israelites. They call themselves Negroes or Hispanics or whatever. They don't really know the origin of that. When you do the history, you find out like, no, we the real people of the Most High. Okay, the Israelites. Reading on verse 29, it says, verse 29 says, actually 28. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord hath commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, and from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon. Damn. And all the firstborn of cattle. So damn, that's a lot of death going on right there. Okay. And so you people out there be like, that was Satan that killed that baby. No, it was the Most High. All right. The Most High does evil and the Most High does good. Okay. The Most High does death and the Most High does life. That's a part of the balance. That's a part of the wisdom. And if Satan did so-called do something, who he got the permission from? The Most High. The book of Amos 3 and 7 says, shall there be evil in the Lord? Shall there be evil in the... It's either Amos 3 and 6 or Amos 3 and 7. But it says, shall there be evil in the land, and the Lord hath not done it? Evil means bad times. So, these people out here in the churches, they think, everything that's good is the Most High and everything that's bad is Satan, and they're fighting against each other. That's all fucking fairy tales, man. The Most High is in ultimate control of everything. Every single thing. Okay? Including harsh judgments, and that's what we're reading about, all right? There was death going on, but there was also deliverance going on. And it's going to be the same thing that's going to play out here in America. In the midst of World War III, when there's a lot of destruction going on, guess what? Yahushua is going to be back on them chariots to deliver his elect. All right, so there's going to be destruction and deliverance happen simultaneously. Okay. It says, verse 30, and Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. Damn. It says, and he called, so you can see right here that the Passover ain't no house party type of shit going on. All right, it's a very serious thing going down, bro. Verse 31, it says, and he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as ye have said. Right, because remember, they was holding Jake hostage. You know, we get on the so-called white man for putting us in slavery and passing us around, but guess what? Them Hamites, them so-called Africans, they did a number on our people. We was in Egypt for 400 years in hard bondage. You see, so they got to get theirs too. Which would prove that it's not just a skin color thing. Verse 32 says, also take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone and bless me also. So see, you know, that's what it is, man. People don't really take shit serious often until there's violence involved. All right, because Moses warned this dude, let my people go, but you know what? Again, it was the Most High hardened his heart that prophecy may be fulfilled. Verse 33, and the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men. So they feared Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to bring that fear back. It says, and the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading throughs being bound up in the cloths upon their shoulders. So they would move it in haste. See, that's what the whole Passover thing is about, something that was done in haste. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. Yeah, so you know, it's like kind of was like leveraging the situation. You know, like, yeah, I'll leave, but you got to give me such and such. You know, Jake supplanting. Yeah, I'm gonna speed up, but give me. I'm gonna leave, but give me some silver, and I'll be a little bit faster. I need it to go. You know, I need a little silver before I go. And they was just like, fuck it, take it. Just go. You know what I'm saying? Verse 35, and the children of Israel did according to the words of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. Verse 36, and it says, and the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. See, finesse their ass. You know what I'm saying, give me all that. You know, before I go, give me that, give me this. Hey, you know how Jake be. Jake might already have this shit, but yo, just, you know, I need that and I need that. Just taking advantage of the situation, you know, because you could do these things with the other nations. Now, you're not supposed to be doing that to your brother. But these other nations, fuck them, because their attitude is fuck us. 37, it says, and the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, and the 600,000 on foot that were men besides children. So that was a huge migration. You figure there's 600 men. That's well over 1.2 million people. Children. So that's a huge exodus going on. And mind you, we came into Egypt just 70 souls. 400 years later, we were millions, man. Or above a million. 38. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. Right, so a mixed multitude. So because you had other people in Egypt, it wasn't just Israel and Egyptians. There had other nations in there. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victuals, right, which is meat. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. So that's why I say fuck them, man. All right, take what you got to take from them, because they had us in there for 430 years of bondage, man. You see, servitude. Verse 41, and it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self same day, it came to pass that all the host of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is the night of the Lord to be observed for all of the children of Israel in their generations. And that's what we're doing. Like I said, if you missed the first part, the Passover is coming up this Thursday night. And the first night's a Sabbath. The last night will be a Sabbath. And yeah, keep it for 7 days of unleavened bread. 43, and the Lord, Salakia, and the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, and the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. Right, and when we, strangers, right? Let's deal with that word. You have the natural Gentiles and you have the unnatural Gentiles, right? You have a natural stranger and an unnatural stranger. So strangers is talking about that don't partake of this thing, right? There's some heathens. 44, but every man's servant that is bought of money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. Oh, so the again, you're supposed to be circumcised. So when we do the ceremony, we say, oh, we tell brothers, you got to get that circumcision done, man. All right, it's part of the law. That way you can partake of the Passover. Let me see if that word for stranger. Let me check and see, because that could be talking about. Okay, so that stranger could also be talking about an Israelite. Okay, Salakia, there shall no foreigner eat thereof. Okay, but unless he gets the circumcision. So Salakia, I had to catch myself in real time. All right, so that's an Israelite. Okay. 45, a foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant. But we already know, just for clarification, we already know that heathens do not partake of the Passover. Okay, we don't have heathens in our Passover. All right. But you did have Israelites come from all parts of the world. Okay, come up to Jerusalem. All right, to partake of this Passover, and if they did, they had to get the circumcision done. Okay, so that's the clarification there. 45, it says, a foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad. Oh, okay, see, so that again, that's going into storing the leftover lambs and bringing here and there and all that. Nah, scripture says in one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad.
How can I help?
Thou shalt not carry out the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. So we'll stop right there. I'm going to continue on from verse 46 and finish up the 12th verse which would be good because then I'll be a Wednesday and then the Passover's on a Thursday. So we'll stop here at 46. With that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem HaKodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which do well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to the Dakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.